Welcome to From Home to Hustle. I'm Kelly Campbell, and I'm passionate about sharing stories of incredible stay-at-home moms who are building businesses and creating income from home. Well, hey everyone, welcome back to From Home to Hustle. I'm your host, Kelly Campbell, and today's guest is Donna Cole. Donna is actually in Australia. It is 3 o'clock my time, PM, and it is 6 o'clock her time. AM. And so, Donna, I am so glad that you're here with me today.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited about this.
Yes, me too. Me too. Okay, can you share with us a little bit about what you do, your family, how many kids, how long have you homeschooled? Just kind of give us a little short bio of yourself.
Sure, I'm a success coach and prophetic mentor. That's the title of my job and ministry. But I've been married for just over 28 years. We have six children ranging from 27 down to 15, and we've been homeschooling for 13 years.
Wow.
We have four boys and then two girls. And so we had the first four boys go through school first, and then things just got really awful. And so I was crying out to the Lord and went, I don't know what to do. And he said, you can homeschool them. I went, yes, I was so excited that I could
I love
homeschool
that.
our children. So the honor of teaching our
Mhm.
girls how to read and write was phenomenal. And we do have a special needs child and a couple of high needs children. So to be able to be there for them, get them the assistance that they needed, and I be a total part of that,
Mm.
greatest honor of my life. So
There really is nothing like it. It is hard. I mean, I've been homeschooling. I think this is our 12th, 13th year, something like that. So we started homeschooling. And so I've taught the kids math, reading. It is hard, but looking back, my youngest will be in sixth grade. And I love that. It is so rewarding to me to be able to go, I taught you that. And then there's a
yes,
lot of grace given too, because there's things that they have not learned that you're like,
yes.
that falls on me too.
Yes, but I find that God always picks up the slack. And we
Yes.
live in such an age now where they're learning so much,
Yes.
and they learn the things they're interested in, and they learn the skills that they need to be functional adults, which
Absolutely.
I heard a quote one time to say, we're not raising adults, we are raising adults, we're not raising children in adults'
Hmm.
bodies. And I went,
That's good.
that's exactly true. That's what we're doing.
Yes, I love that. Okay, so you have six kids. Your youngest is 15. You've been homeschooling for 13 years. Um, in the middle of homeschooling, is that when you decided to actually start your coaching business?
I was coaching, I realized I've been coaching all my life and just didn't know it. I have the gift of
Yep. Yep.
encouragement as well.
Mhm.
So I love seeing the brilliance in people, and I love cheering them on, and I love being the behind the scenes person to help the other
Yes.
person get to where they need to be.
Yes.
And so I was coaching. I hurt my back really badly,
Mm.
and so I couldn't really move. So I went, what can I do? Because I don't like doing nothing. And so I started Googling how to start a coaching business. And
Mm.
so I spent days just researching. And then I found a lovely lady in England.
Mm.
And this was back before Zoom and all those types of things.
Yeah.
And so through a headset, I trained with her in how to do coaching. And so then I started coaching, but I was doing it for free. And
Mm.
then one time the Lord came to me and he said, Donna, you need to start doing your business, coaching as a business, because your husband's about to lose his job. And I started to get angry because I went, he's in a government job. I went, are you going to kill him? Like, what are you going to do to
Oh.
my husband? Like, and
Oh
I
God.
was freaking out. And I'm
Yes.
thinking, no, God's good. He wouldn't do that.
Hmm.
And then COVID happened, hence to say
Oh,
he lost his job. And I went,
wow.
oh, now I get it. So he was
Wow.
prepping me to start getting everything ready. So I got the business name. I did all the things that,
Yes.
that you've got to do for a business. So,
You know,
and that's how it all started.
one thing I heard out of that, you said that you started, and this was before, like you said, before Zoom, before all these resources that we have now. I mean, like we have YouTube, we have Chat GPT, we have AI that actually helps. But
Yes.
before all of that, you're like,
Yeah.
okay, I feel like I need to do this. You reached out to somebody in England, you had your little headset on. Like I get from this is if you're passionate about something, there's no excuse. There's
Nope.
no excuse, especially now
Nope.
with all of the resources that we have, all of the connections and community. There really is no
Yes.
excuse. And so you had to jump obviously through some hurdles to get your stuff up and going.
Yes. Yes, absolutely. Because I'm at home. And
Hmm.
so I've gone, okay, how do I do this? Well, I went and learned other things. I went and learned more about the
Yes.
prophetic.
Yeah.
I jumped on classes. And so this was in 2020 when everything went online.
Yeah, that's
And
true. Yep.
and I jumped in every space I could
Yep.
to learn more, to get better at my craft and my
Yeah.
gifting, which I still do. That's
Yeah.
how I met a whole lot of people, and God
You
opened
know.
up a lot of doors because I stepped in. If I had to just sat here and
Hmm.
waited for everybody to come to me, it was
Yeah.
not going to happen.
You know, that's something else too, because you learned how to do these things that, like you already said, came natural to you. You were coaching before you even had a business, but
Yes.
yet you still took the time to go and learn. And I think a lot of us think, okay, well, I'm really gifted in this, or this is my passion. I'm just going to do that. And then they don't teach themselves. There's always a learning curve.
Yes.
We should always be learning something. We should always be growing in our knowledge of our field, of what the Lord has placed in our lap. And that's exactly what you did.
Yes, I find that's
Right.
really important, especially when you're leading other people. It's really
Yes.
important that you're growing yourself.
Oh,
You have to be
absolutely.
the example.
Ooh, that's really good. Absolutely. Yes, you have to be the example. You have to be the one that is learning and growing, because if you're stagnant, then the rest of it's going to be stagnant.
That's right.
Pretty
That's right.
much.
And yeah,
When did you start? What year did you actually start your coaching business?
in
Like,
2020.
okay, in
Yeah.
2020. Wow. You know,
Officially, yes.
officially, yes. Right. Like you said, you were actually already doing that. I love that.
Yes.
Okay, so let's just say that there's some moms here who are like, okay, I feel like looking back, I can see that people just naturally come to me and ask me questions, or they just come to me and like, pick my brain, or they ask for my advice or whatever. So they're starting to say, okay, maybe I'm supposed to be a coach. What are some of the things before you're like, that's exactly what I'm supposed to do? Looking back, what are some of the things that were like the key highlights that were like, I think I am supposed to be a coach?
I think it was, I love people's stories. So I
Mm,
took notice of the things that I really love because I can do lots of things. Like I
yeah.
can do cake decorating and I'm brilliant at
Hmm.
organizing and I can do all these things. I can do them, but I'm not passionate about them.
That's
And
good.
so it kind of one thing that really happened that kind of sparked all this when the kids were younger, and I'd say, "Do you want to come to the shops with me?" And they'd go, "Is this going to be a quick shop or is this going to be a mum shop?" And I went, "What do you mean?" And they go, "Are you going to prophesy over people? Are you going to pray for people?" And I kind of went, oh, this is really interesting. And I thought, I think I need to look more into this because this is obviously a way that the Lord is using me. I actually love it. And I wonder if I can help people and make money and help my family.
Mm, that's really good. So do you have resources out? Have you created some resources that go along with your coaching?
I have like lots of people, the most common thing I hear is, I don't hear God. So
Mm,
I have a course that
really?
teaches people how to confidently hear God clearly because it's
Wow.
not a case of people think that he's this booming voice,
Mhm.
but there's four main ways that the Lord speaks, and so I take people through each step, and there's tons of activations where we sit in silence and we ask the Lord questions,
Oh,
and we
wow.
practice the different ways, like seeing, hearing, knowing, and feeling.
It's
So
really
then we
good.
practice the different ways, and I find that that is really, really helpful. And plus, I have the
Wow.
one of the anointings I have is to help people know how God communicates with them, and then they
Mm.
get really clear strategy, and they know Father God's heart for them. And
Mm.
I have the best job in the world.
I love, okay, so people come to you and say, I don't know if I can hear God's voice. Like you said, that's like the number one thing. Is it just like, I don't know how to hear God's voice in my everyday life or for business or what God wants me to do? Or is it kind of all over, or is it one, I can't hear God's voice for this?
It's usually, I can't hear God. And I say
Yeah.
to them, have you ever had a good idea? And they say, yes. And I go, great, that's God. How
Wow.
did you receive that good idea? Was it a thought in your mind? Did you get a picture in your mind? Did you just know in your gut, or did you feel
Wow.
something in your body? And then they'll say, however, they'll have a think about it, and
Mm.
then they'll say, however they do. And I go, that's you hearing God. Oh, and you can see all the lights go on, and
Yes.
it's so exciting. And then I take them through steps. Let's practice. And then by the end of the call, they're like, oh my goodness, I can hear God. It's because people
And
don't know what they don't
yeah,
know. It's not their fault. They just don't know what
exactly.
they don't know.
Exactly. I'm listening to you, excuse me, say this, and I'm like, gosh, there's been so many times in my own life that now looking back that I'm like, that was the voice of the Lord. Like you said, like sometimes we have this brilliant idea. I tell you what, I will say this along those lines of like ideas and everything. A couple of years ago, I was praying, Lord, I just want creative ideas. Okay. Like I felt like there was like a level of creativity in me, but it wasn't unlocked yet, and so to say. And so I kept saying, Lord, I just want creative ideas. So I went on a fast that year. The Lord was like, you're going on a year of fasting. And I went from like knowing fasting was good, like I know it's a spiritual principle, but to never fast to like a whole year of fasting.
Yep.
And I'm telling you, I just want to cry right now because it wrecked me in a good way. Every fast I did that year, an idea came out of it. A book, a networking group. This whole From Home to Hustle came out of a fast. I'm trying to think some other things. Everything, a baking business that I do, which I'll give you details later, that came out of a fast. And I'm like, sometimes when you silence the noise and you deprive your flesh, your mind, and your appetite of something, the Lord really
Yes.
does speak.
Yeah. He does. It is so powerful. And
Mm.
I find fasting particularly helpful when the Lord tells me to do it. I can
Right.
do it really well when the Lord tells me to do it, but I
Exactly.
can't do it when I decide.
That's me. Oh my gosh. I will be like, oh, I just need to fast because it's been a while. And I end up like,
Yeah.
fizzing out. I can't finish it. And then I
Yeah.
get mad at myself. But you're
Yes.
right. Sometimes the Lord is like, why don't you just fast? Even if it's a couple of hours, even if it's a 12-hour fast.
Yeah.
And when he does that, that's whenever I usually,
Yes.
get the breakthrough or hear. And so that is true. Yes.
Yeah.
Listen to the Lord when you're fasting. I love that.
Yeah.
So you created some resources to go with your coaching courses and things like that. How did you find the time of homeschooling and being able to create your courses and also do your coaching as well?
Wow, it has been really tricky.
Hmm.
When the kids were younger, when I started the business 5 years ago, because I'm an early riser,
Hmm.
so I would get up and do a lot of things before anybody else was up. And
Yeah.
then when I was sitting with the children and they were busy with their work and things, I would sit and just brainstorm and just
Hmm.
write down notes either on my computer or in a notebook. There's something really powerful about physically writing.
Yes. Oh, me
And
too.
so,
I have
yes.
notebooks everywhere. In fact, it's
Yes.
so bad. I get stargaze whenever I see a new notebook. I'm like, I need it. And so I had to start like keeping them all in a pile because they're each for something. Okay, this is for this one's for this. Because if I put it all in one notebook, I get crazy, but I love notebooks, and there is something powerful about a written word.
Yes, you and I are sisters in that.
We are. I'm telling you, I'm an early riser. You're
Absolutely.
an early riser. We're note takers. We're encouragers by nature. There's something
Yes,
here for sure.
it's great. Um, yeah, so I would just take time to write. I'm going, what was the question? Take time to write things down.
Yes,
It's so much fun being with you. You see, I'm
I
just getting
know.
into it.
I love it.
Uh,
I really do because, okay, I understand that there's a lot of people that are watching that are, some of them are morning people and some of them just aren't. But a lot of the
yeah,
women that I have interviewed that are really like those go-getters and like get things accomplished, they are the early risers. They really are. And I'm sorry, but the Bible doesn't say anything
yes.
great about being a night owl.
Yeah, and it really is interesting. And I think God is so full of grace
Yes.
that he works with us whichever way we are.
Yeah,
Like
he really
Genesis 1
does.
talks about it's there was evening and then there was morning. So
Hmm.
like our days actually start the night before. So I
Right.
kind of go, yeah, well, yay to you late people.
Exactly.
I'm not that. I
Me
am just
either.
not that.
Me
But
either.
I do, at night time, I did and still do. I will do work at night, not every night.
Hmm.
Like Friday
Yeah.
and Saturday, Sunday nights, I don't do work. Saturday nights, particularly, are a date night with my husband. He
Mm.
loves to cook. Praise God. And so he actually does the cooking. He's amazing, but he cooks specifically for us. And
Oh,
we have a dinner on our own and watch a movie or play a game or
yeah.
talk or whatever. And
That's
so
important.
that's yeah.
So
Yeah. So
important.
I because I'm not a person who likes to just sit down and do nothing.
Hmm.
I'm always doing something. So
Yes.
if I'm not with the kids or not with my husband, then I'm writing something or I'm sitting with the
Hmm.
Lord and going, okay,
Hmm.
what do you have to say? I love coming to the Lord with no agenda and
Mm.
just coming because in coaching, it's 80% listening, 20% talking. So I try and do that rule with the Lord
Mm.
as
So what,
well.
you know what, for those who are listening, what, if you don't mind, what does that look like when you come to the
Yeah.
Lord with no agenda? Can you walk us through that? I love that.
Sure. What I do is I get a notebook and I have two different color pens. And so then I will just put the date at the top of the page and then I will just physically write out, Hi, Lloyd, I am here for you. What would you like to say to me today? That's what it looks like. And then because I see and hear in the spirit really well, I just sit and I wait for the thoughts to drop into my
Mm.
mind, or I wait till a picture
Hmm.
comes into my imagination, because that's how most people see into the spirit realm. And then I just pick up the other color pen and then I just write what I'm seeing or what I'm hearing.
Oh,
And then I'll
what a
get
great
my
idea.
pen. Yeah. And then I'll get the other pen and I'll write, is there anything else you want to tell me? Because he'll usually just give us like a little bit
Yeah.
to invite us into the conversation. And so then I sit and I ask the Lord more
Yeah.
questions. And then when he's done talking, a lot of the time he'll say, okay, what do you want to talk to me about? Instead of me just diving on him, throwing him my shopping list and going,
Hmm.
okay, blah, 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 blah,
Yes.
bye.
Hmm.
Like, relationship is a two-way conversation.
Yeah.
And
Wow.
that's why I love helping people know how God communicates with them the best, because then
Mm.
their lives totally change. Once they understand that, their lives
Yeah.
totally change and they don't feel
Yeah.
so alone anymore.
You know, that's really rich. I actually want to encourage the listeners that if you haven't done that, I encourage you and maybe challenge you this week to just go sit down and do that. Even if you have 5 minutes, even if you have 10 minutes, the Lord shows up. It's usually quality over quantity. And so I just want to challenge you guys to just go into a quiet room or whatever, just to hear the Lord for yourselves. And even if it has to do with mothering, Maybe it has to do with your homeschool. Maybe it has to do with your career or what you want your career to be. Just go and sit and just be like, all right, Lord, I'm here. What would you want to say to me today? That's so good.
It's really powerful because then we're actually honoring God and
Yes.
we're not coming in and it's not about ourselves. Don't get me wrong,
Mhm.
he wants to hear everything about us. He
Yes.
does.
Yes.
But I just find there's something powerful about coming to the Lord with no agenda at the start and just what do you want to say? Even asking, how are you
Hmm.
today? And
Hmm.
sometimes he says, oh, I feel sad. Why do you feel
Yeah.
sad today? Oh, because of whatever. Or I
Yeah.
feel really happy today. What are you happy about? I'm happy because you did this or
Mhm.
because something else happened. So have a
I think.
conversation. It's not as hard as we think.
Yeah, I think too that that shows a maturity level in us as his children. Now that I have teenagers, it takes on a whole new dynamic
Yes.
when let's just say I'm sitting in the living room and they just come and sit next to me and like, "Hey mom, how are you today?" That means so much to me. Or hey, can I get your advice about something? Or is there something you want to talk to
Yeah.
me about today? I mean, that's huge when they come to me. Whenever I'm here, I'm literally in the middle of the house. I'm sitting on the couch and they come to me. And I feel like God is the same way because he's our father. And so when we come to
Yes.
him, that just shows, first of all, we're not these needy little toddlers still, like, oh, I need a snack and I need this and I need that. And please do this for
Yes.
me. We come to him and
Yeah.
we're like, what would you like to say to me today? That to me is such a maturity in us, and we should be operating in a mature state.
Yes, and it's surprising
Mhm.
what he says because he knows everything. And of
Yeah.
course he says the most profound things or he says the seemingly simple things and you go,
Hmm.
"Oh, why are you telling me that?" Then something will happen during the day and you'll go, "Oh, now I see why you're telling me that."
Yeah. When God told you that about your husband, was that during one of your quiet times?
No, it was actually
Okay.
I think I was washing up actually. And then God said that and I went, "What?
Mm.
No." And then I started arguing with him
So when
instead of
you
asking questions, I just argued.
you
Not a
just
good idea.
argued. So when you said washing up, is that another way of saying taking a shower?
Yes.
Okay. I was like, I want to make sure. But there is something about water, whether you're taking a shower or you're washing dishes, the Lord shows
Absolutely.
up when you're doing something with water. Oh my gosh. We're almost out
Absolutely.
of time. I just got the warning and I'm like, no, wait, this is too good. Okay. Okay, really quick. What
Yep.
advice would you give others who are wanting to start, whether it's a coaching business or whether it's just starting a business? What advice would you give them?
I would say pick something that you absolutely love doing, that you recognize that you're good at and that you love doing it. Because if you're
Mm-hmm.
going to do something to earn money that you don't love, when things get hard, you won't want
Mm-hmm.
to keep going. And just to
Yeah.
remember that commitment precedes overnight success.
Oh, that's so good. Can you say that
It
again?
really does. Commitment precedes overnight success.
Mm,
It
yeah.
doesn't just happen. It's the little actions every single day and keep persevering. Do the
Mm-hmm.
research. There is so much
Yeah.
information. There is no
Yes.
excuse for any of us
It's true.
because somebody will know somebody who knows somebody
Mm-hmm.
will be able
Exactly.
to get the information. So just be
Yes.
diligent and make the commitment, even when the motivation isn't there. Motivation's a
Mm-hmm.
feeling. We don't go by feelings. So commit to, even if it's one tiny little thing of emailing somebody to ask a question or
Yes.
spending 10 minutes to look at, okay, this is a person in my area, or in my area of expertise,
Yes.
look for things that
Yeah.
do research and just find who's doing what you want to do. How did they do it?
Yeah.
What does their website look like? What are they offering? Just
Mm-hmm.
research and commit to researching even 10 minutes a day and then
Yeah.
just do it. There's never a
Yeah.
right time.
Yeah.
Just do it.
There's I just want to say this too, that if you are finding yourself, like if you're reaching out to somebody who is in the same space that you are and who is actually like, you see them like levels ahead of you and you reach out to them to like, hey, can you help? Yada, yada, yada. And they kind of give you the cold shoulder or like, well, I had to learn it. You should learn it too. That's not your person. You have value. And so don't let those conversations derail you. Go find somebody else
Absolutely.
who sees the value in you because I've had both of
Yes.
those. And I'm not talking about like trying to get something for free. If you're trying to, grab free things from a coach who doesn't offer like those things for free, then yes,
Yes.
they're setting boundaries. But in the
Yes.
natural sense of like rubbing shoulders with people and getting encouragement and advice, if they seem like they don't have the time for you because, well, I had to figure it out, you need to figure it out, that's not your person.
No, and what I do as well, like I have a call with someone actually tomorrow who's where I'm with my business partner, we're creating retreats where women can come and just encounter Holy Spirit for an
Wow.
extended period of time. And so there's a lady here in Australia who does it. So I contacted her and I said, "Hey, can I pay you for an hour because I want to
Mhm.
pick your brain?" And so that's what's
That's
happening. So I
honoring.
don't expect it for free. And we'll be talking on Friday. So
Oh,
it
I love
really
that.
is, it will cost you something.
Yes, yes. And that's honoring too, because you're sowing a seed. And I
That's
truly
right.
believe that what you sow, you reap.
That's right.
And so I love that. Well, we are almost out of time. How can people
Yes.
find you, Donna?
Yes, people can find me on courageouskingdomwomen.com.
CourageousKingdomWomen.com. Okay, one last
Yeah.
question. I always ask a personal question at the end. Um, Let me think, which one? Oh, do you have piles of laundry?
No.
Oh.
Sorry, I'm boring, but we wash every single day. We actually have an industrial washing machine and we wash every single day.
I need one
And
of
so,
those.
and then the kids have to put their clothes away. And if by the end of the week they haven't put their clothes away, I walk around with a big garbage bag and their clothes disappear.
Great
So,
advice. If you get nothing else, you should get some of that advice right there. Just all it takes is one time to do that, and all of a sudden the kids are like, oh wait, oh my gosh, mom's
absolutely.
walking around. It's true. It's true. All right, moms, be tough in business and be tough with your children. I love it. Well, thank you so much, guys. I hope you found some great advice and encouragement on today's episode. Remember, I actually have a new scripture that I want to share with you guys. And I love this. It's Proverbs 16, verse 3. It says, roll your work upon the Lord, commit and trust them wholly to Him. He will cause your thoughts to become agreeable to His will, and so shall your plans be established and they shall succeed. Until next time, be blessed.